Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today's video, we're going to be looking at the best lipstick shades for you within the 12 palette system. So before we get started, I will let you know over on our Patreon page, we will have graphics for all the different color shade options. And then today we're specifically going to be looking at a particular lipstick from Ilia Cosmetics. They have an amazing lipstick that I absolutely love. It's creamy, it's hydrating, it has such a good array of colors. It even has spring.
Rich. It's pigment
yes.
rich. Yeah.
It even has a bunch of spring shades. So we have warm shades, we have cool shades that literally cover every bit of the 12 palette system. So what more can we ask for in a lipstick? Since springs always get left out, I feel like within the lipstick world, we're going to start with springs.
Great news for spring.
Yes. Starting off, clear spring. So a clear spring, you have a bit more contrast. You're bright, you're vivid. So you get to wear shades that mimic that. Now, one shade we found over on Ilia is Flame, and that is exactly what it is. It is a bright orange shade that will look stunning on you. It is such a great shade. When I came across it, both of us were like, oh, clear spring instantly. It will look gorgeous on you. And then if you are interested in like little color blocks, that will be over on our Patreon. Links are down in the descriptions. Next up, warm spring.
Warm spring, yes.
So warm spring is not as high contrast, but
It's a little bit warmer.
yeah, but you still can wear bright shades, which means you also get to wear Grenadine, which is another gorgeous shade from the Ilia lipstick collection.
It's really nice.
And then you can also wear some softer shades as well. So again, I will have those colors over on our Patreon, but you get to wear an array because of how it falls.
I would say that as we're in the spring category, these lipsticks, if you can kind of shift through
right.
these subcategories as far as the lipstick shade. Like if you're a warm spring and this Flame just, is to die for you, do it. So you can shift back and forth from, if you're a bright spring, you're a bright spring, but you want a less bright lipstick maybe for, you want to look a little more natural. You could take a look at what we have recommended for the light spring.
Which
That'll
is
work for you.
Rococo, another gorgeous shade. Definitely softer if you're looking for that, but it's still warm. They had a bunch of spring shades.
I know, so many, but it's lighter. So each one of these, you have a kind of a guiding characteristic. For bright and clear, it will be bright and clear. For warm, it'll be a little bit warm on the warmer side, maybe not so bright. And for the lighter look, the light spring, it would be a little bit lighter, maybe not as warm or not as bright. So it's a triangle, and there's something for each.
And I know that we were talking about how great this lipstick shade is, or this lipstick formula is. It really does have some amazing ingredients, but this was not just from us. This is also from our Patreon members. They mentioned this lipstick.
And we're getting so much good information from our Patreon subscribers. It really is a vibrant, growing, helpful community of people who really know what they're doing.
Well, we mentioned, cruelty-free, being able to purchase it on Amazon was another thing that they loved about this product or this brand. So Ilia came up a bunch over on Patreon. So we're really excited to be able to feature this lipstick and do it for all the different 12 palette systems.
These are for me.
I know.
I love them all.
And a beautiful array of summer shades.
Yeah, for light summer, rosette, it's absolutely beautiful. I consider myself more of a soft summer, but this rosette is perfect for me if I just want to just pop on something and run out the door, and I don't want to worry about doing a whole bunch of like makeup. I want to look a little bit natural. But for you light summers out there, this will have plenty of color for you. For cool summers, we have Marsala. And don't let that name...
I know.
Yeah. Marsala was the Pantone color of the year one year. It was like 5 years ago, 6 years, something. And it was a deep kind of red like Marsala. But this is not. This is a sort of a coolish, pinkish, muted. It's a beautiful shade.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I was thinking this name does not live up to the color. So yeah, don't let the name fool you.
Yeah, take a look. Be sure to take a look and look at all the different swatches. You'll have it. They've done a nice job of swatching. They've swatched it on light skinned people, deep skinned people. They've done it on different color arms so that you can really see what the color looks like on different skins. And then for soft summer, my personal favorite, Wild Rose.
Gorgeous.
It is absolutely breathtaking. And again, I bought all three.
Mm-hmm. And remember, you can use any of these three shades. It's not super specific. We really just narrowed it down to what would be the best that they had to offer within each of these, but you can kind of go for an array a little bit, whether you're going out or even with the summers. They are a little bit lucky because you can also pick up winter shades and just blot it or dab it on a little bit, just enough to have a little dot of pigment for some of these shades. Don't go heavy.
But again, I just, these are perfect for summers. Mm-hmm. You can slather them on and
exactly. Mm-hmm. You can run out the door, put this on without a mirror and go. But with, some of the other shades, you would really, because summers are light, so we need the lighter shades. But with heavier pigments, it can kind of be tough because you have to use your finger and apply very gently and blot it. And that can feel a bit drying.
And one of the things I really like about this lipstick, they call it a color blocking lipstick. And that's basically because it's opaque. It's not matte, but you can't see through it. So if you have any discoloration on the lips, this is the color. This is the brand for you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we've made it to autumn shades. Starting off, Warm Autumn Cinnabar. How gorgeous is that shade? It's so unique. We don't get shades that are warm yet not as muted. And
this has a little more vibrancy to it, and warm autumns, a lot of warm autumns will need that extra little bit of punch, because so often, we're always so depleted in the spring category that if you've got something with a little punch, you want to bump it up to spring. But this doesn't really apply. It's not bright enough for spring. It's got just a little bit it's drawn back a little bit in terms of color, but it's still right out there.
Right. It's a very unique shade that is much needed within the lipstick marketplace. Next up, this one, probably my favorite, of course, being a soft autumn, Amber Light. This is such a great color. I love how Ilia did their lipstick color selection. They made sure they had warm shades that went all the way from light to all the way bright, or from soft to clear. They really did an amazing job selecting these shades and making sure that every single season had something to wear. And Amber Light, it is soft yet warm. Again, another shade that is missing out in the marketplace, because usually we get hit with the browns, like the very soft browns.
If you see something and you say, oh, that's muted, it's brown.
Right.
And you autumn girlies, you need a little bit more going on than brown. And I'm sure at this point you're bored with brown. So here's something
we tend to have to wear, the nudes. And then lastly, deep autumns. Now, deep autumns,
but speaking of brown,
deep autumns get a very wide array of shades, and that's why we went with Rosewood. So Rosewood is what would you call, like a brick?
You know what I would say about this? Everybody needs a perfect red lipstick. And in seasons other than winter, your perfect red will not look like a red in a tube. It will have the characteristics of your subseason, your 4 seasons plus the subseason. This on a deep autumn will look red.
It does look gorgeous on. It's unique too because it almost has a bit of neutrality to it,
and it's pulled back a little bit, but there's still a punch of color. Right.
It's still warm leaning, especially on a deep autumn. It is going to pull even more warm. So it's a lipstick that is not, because deep autumns, you get to wear the rich reds that are on the orange side with the yellow bases and there's a ton out there. And I believe that's why we say autumns do have colors to choose from, is because we have the warmer reds, the deep, richer, warmer reds. But this is not that exactly. It's a neutral that leans warmer when applied, that just has a completely unique color profile to
And
it.
don't let what it looks like in the tube fool you,
No.
because it will give you a big bunch. And guess what? I'm going to buy this because
Ooh, I would love to see you in
every
this.
once in a while I like a little extra color, and I don't usually get that in the summer, in the typical shades for summer. Sometimes I step out and I'm going to try it.
And just a little dab here and there on it. I think it would actually look really good.
I think it's neutral enough for me, and it would be my red.
It might be a little intense. I think you're gonna have to blot it a bit.
Blot it a little bit, but we'll see. I think I could pull it off.
Okay. All right. Moving on to winters. You get 2 shades for each of the categories because,
of course,
yes, cosmetic companies love you winters, but it's because there are really beautiful reds and there are beautiful berries, and there is a richness to lipstick shades that is within the winter palette. So,
but these, what I love about these is they are so, oftentimes you get a lipstick. We had one of our Patreon subscribers talk about this, and she said, I got this lipstick and it was supposed to be for winters, and it, and I put it on and it just didn't look like much. It didn't have the zing that she was expecting because it looked great in the tube. And she said it's a hydrating lipstick, and I was like, oh, there's your problem, because generally hydrating lipsticks, they're made of more. They have more lipids.
Emollient.
They have more wax to make them hydrating, and you don't get the ton of pigment, because pigment is generally drying. It's powder. And so they've balanced, this brand has balanced that equation beautifully, because these lipsticks are hydrating, but they have zing.
Now, cool winters, you of course get the True Red, which you probably already have in your lipstick drawer. But another shade that I wanted to show you was Wild Aster. Now, Wild Aster is a very unique shade to a cool winter. It has it's not vibrant like the True Red. It has a muted, almost like a plum.
Yeah, it's berry. I'd say it's kind of a berry, kind of a cool berry thing going on.
And summers could wear this, just not as heavy as a winter, but blotted on, a summer could get away with this. And that kind of shows you how beautiful the shade is. So it's not as vibrant and rich, but it has a quality to it that I think is very unique. That is a must-have.
What I like about this, Sarah? I like it because it's not ultra glam.
Yeah.
There's a naturalness to it. There's, if somebody could wear this and somebody would say, oh, wow, look, I love her look. It's, more of a, it's not so like high fashion.
Yeah, a day-to-day lipstick. That would be perfect. This is exactly that. This could be your day-to-day cool winter lipstick and look stunning on.
Now, keep in mind, again, you can get away with any of the lipstick shades that we've recommended in this category if you're a winter, because I think that I think you have some latitude from the different shades, and they will work nicely kind of for any winter.
And just remember, with cool, or say you're looking at one of the clear lipsticks coming up, just remember, just don't apply it as heavy. It's going to be a little bit less like blotted down for you, and it will still look beautiful. Now, deep winters, you guys get those rich, like juicy, highly pigmented. Oh, I love it.
Burgundies.
And you get ultraviolet and Roomba. Both of these shades, they're rich, they're deep, they have intense color, both cool. They will look gorgeous on you. Absolutely. I would definitely try them. You cannot go wrong with these shades just because of how gorgeous they are. And then lastly, we have our clear winter. So back to True Red. We mentioned True Red as the cool winter shade, one of the cool winter shades. Back down to clear winter. You can wear that one as well, but also Knockout. Oh my goodness, like this bright fuchsia. It's so stunning. I love the shades. Usually when we designate a lipstick shade for a clear winter, the name always it stands out, and that's how you know it's made for a clear winter. Knockout, true red. I mean, these shades really just stand on their own and can be made, and you kind of just instantly pick it up. As long as it's a blue base and it has some like intense name, it's made for clear winters.
Although rumba, I know that it's supposed to be a dance and it's supposed to be a Latin dance, so it's saucy
but that's deep winter.
Well,
I see that richness.
Yeah, except that when I read rumba, I think about my vacuum cleaner.
I'm
just saying. I probably would.
Yeah, a Roomba vacuum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. I was not on that one.
It's supposed to be the Latin dance, and Latin dances are supposed to be spicy and saucy and.
Yeah, I can a deep winter. Yeah, like just a rich color, romantic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know this lipstick has been requested so much. You guys love Ilia makeup. I'm glad you do because they have some really great ingredients. Before we got these lipsticks, we were looking at the ingredient deck, obviously, to make sure that it was a good quality lipstick. It is. It's a really great brand and vegan, cruelty-free, which is another really exciting factor. Plus, on Amazon. So I will have the links down below for you guys to grab these shades because they are perfect. And the fact that they bring in warm and cooler shades that are really light girls, and deep and they just cover the entire array. That's really important. And I think we need to keep promoting brands that do that because the fact is springs get left out so much in the cosmetic world and we need to focus on making sure we have shades for everyone available.
Absolutely. Do you know why they do?
They're not as popular.
Well, yeah, because businesses use automatic replenishment systems in stores and whatnot, and the things that sell the most get repurchased and the things that sell the least get discontinued. And so what is the rarest of the hair colors? Red.
Mm-hmm. Like golden red.
Yeah. So generally what happens is they get knocked off and you bring them back and they get knocked off. And so we need to support our springies.
Yes, of course. So thank you for joining us today. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another color class and we'll see you in our next video.